This industry is so competitive, you know, and unless you are maybe Leonardo DiCaprio or a couple of other people, the reality is most of us audition. And there's a couple of reasons to that, right?
Okay, so straight to Sandokan. You're in Lisbon to promote the series, the premieres tonight, and you play Lord James Brooke. What can you tell us about your character? Can you guide us through about who you play and what's the character like?
Yeah, 100%. I honestly think this is one of the most interesting characters I've ever played.
Oh, so cool.
Not just because it's a completely new thing in terms of the time period. I've never played a character in this era. It's like mid-1800s. It's totally different and one of the most fun times, you know, because it was a different world. There were different rules. There was a different morality, and things could just happen. You know, nowadays the phones and you know the internet and everything like that. It's a totally different world. But my character, who is he? He is the son of a lord, and therefore he carries his title. He's a mysterious man. He's a mercenary, a sea captain. He's a violent man, an emotional man. He is ambitious, very ambitious. He's charming. He is all of these things, you know. And he's honestly a very fascinating character to play. He's very flawed as well, and he definitely has some weaknesses. So yeah, very interesting character.
Is it one of those characters that you kind of hate, but you also love, and you love to hate, you know?
I don't think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that.
You don't think anyone will hate me?
Here's the weird thing. Well, not the weird thing. People have been referring to my character as the villain.
Yes, the antagonist, yeah.
He's not. He's not. The villain is very clear, I think, from the beginning. Now, I would say this because it's my character. But the villain is the Sultan of Brunei. Okay. Very much so. It's very obvious.
Okay.
For me. Brooke is a counterweight to Sandokan, of course, and it sets up that dynamic and that tension between himself, Sandokan, and Marianne, and also the kind of love triangle that takes place, the vying for her attention, for the romance, for all of that. But I don't think he's a bad guy for Sandokan, sure, but I don't know if he's a bad guy for so many other people.
Maybe for other people, he's just human, like, you know, with all our...
Well, this is the thing. All of the characters in this show are deeply flawed. Everyone is learning about what it is they want and what they think they want and what they truly want. And when they get what they want, is it what they still want? You know, and people's morality is tested. Their loyalty is tested. All of these things that come up, you know, so you really get to see who these people are.
You say it's the most interesting character you've played. Why? Is it because of the way you had to get into the character, the ambience in which he moves?
I think the setting, just as a fan of that era and because it feels fresh for me, is very attractive. But then also the character himself, he's complex, and he doesn't give a lot away. I'm still unsure about his true motivations on certain things, you know, and I'm looking forward to doing a second season where we can discover more and more about him. But he's a fascinating character because he can turn from the charm to the violence to the to all of this, you know. So it's very, very cool.
Is it a character that will grow with you with each season? Since you're always...
Yeah. They've been telling me a little bit about what's happening in the second season, and I cannot wait, honestly.
Already teasing the second season.
Yeah, I know, it's very early. Yeah, the first isn't even out yet. Yeah, sorry.
So how did the role in Sandokan came about to your life? Did you audition? I mean, I don't know if you still audition.
Yes, of course. This industry is so competitive, you know, and unless you are maybe Leonardo DiCaprio or a couple of other people, the reality is that most of us audition. And there's a couple of reasons to that, right? There's a lot of choice. A director, a production, they wanna get options and all of that. But sometimes people write something with you in mind. I've heard that once or twice, and that's very flattering and exciting. But this was an audition. I was, funnily enough, going back and forth to Italy. This is the springtime of last year, of 2024. I was going back and forth from Italy and the UK because I was getting married there. So we were planning our wedding. And my agent calls me and says there's an audition for a show that's going to shoot in Italy. And I read the script and I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And it's one of these characters that I knew exactly what to do with the part. I just felt very attached to it straight away and thought I could perform a very fun audition. So I did like 1 or 2 scenes on tape in my house and I sent it off. And I got a call and they were like, look, the director wants to meet you. And I was in Italy and he's Italian. So we were having lunch at a pizzeria in Naples and I went into somebody's office and I had this meeting with Jan, the director, and it was very brief and wonderful and beautiful and easy. And we, that wasn't an audition, that was a conversation. He said, I love what you do and I'm gonna get you on another plane next week. So we flew back the next day and then turned around and went straight back to Italy and met everybody. And we cracked on with about 3.5 months of filming. A lot in the Rome area, in the Calabria area, and then we went to the island of La Reunion. One day after my wedding, I owe my wife a honeymoon. I still owe her a honeymoon.
Lisbon, here.
There you go. Because luckily, my wedding. Can you believe this? My wedding took place on the 3 days, which is when we had a break in filming. I didn't even have to ask for the break or anything. It just happened. So it was one of those things that was completely lining up. It was meant to be. We had the most fantastic shoot, incredible memories, beautiful crew, beautiful energy with the cast. And we're very excited for this to now be coming out.
Is there a particular scene from the series that you love or any behind the scenes story that's funny for you?
It felt epic. We shot with the LED wall, which is it's the newer version of green screen, but it's not green. It's like a giant, huge TV and you can put on any background you want. So it's high definition. And then what we had our fully built pirate ship for the pirates and then fully built Brooks ship. And then we had our LED wall behind it and we were on the ocean and simulating this ocean and it looks phenomenal. It looks completely real. So for me, that was such a cool thing because like as a geeky, nerdy, techie thing, it was like, wow, we don't have to fly to all of these crazy locations. Now, of course, production went to some locations to get some shots, some vistas and some cinematic stuff in Thailand, I know. But we were on this set in Rome and it felt so real. It was great. So these days were particularly fantastic. And then after that, being on the beach in Calabria was just stunning. Horses riding down the beach. And then this scene where we were filming kind of the governor's mansion and everything like that was just beautiful locations. Like you felt like you were in Southeast Asia, which is where the show is set. Absolutely incredible. So many days. And of course the Italian, they do great catering as well. So, pretty good. It was up there with the Portuguese. I had a little bit of the beef steak, the Portuguese beef before. There you go. And the codfish. Just before I met with you. So my belly is full and very happy. But look, lots of amazing memories for Sandokan.
Yeah, but the conversation flows better once you had like good food. So
oh my God, I don't know about you, but if I don't eat, I'm the worst person on planet Earth. I'm so angry all the time. My wife will vouch, will tell you the same thing. I'm terrible. Thank God we're not doing this when I'm hungry.
Same.
It would already be finished.
Cold and food is what is
cold and food. There you go. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were saying about how the logistics was somewhat easier because of the LED screen, but building a ship is also like a big logistic. So how was it to deal with such like a big production? Are you used to it or was it overwhelming or?
Yeah, these guys were incredible. These guys were absolutely incredible. We worked at Cinecittà, which is the legendary Roman film studio. Mm-hmm. And they built these ships, that were just insane. Mm-hmm. And when we did the premiere in Rome a couple of weeks ago, as part of the premiere, they did an exhibition with the clothing and with the ships, and it was phenomenal to see it again up close, and people really enjoyed that. So look, I've been on productions where there are this kind of level of craftsmanship and budget and work required, and then I've been on much smaller things. Different things required different things, of course. But look, this is a big production. You see that when you watch the show. It feels like $100 million Pirates of the Caribbean movie. You know, it's wonderful. And the action, the adventure, the drama between the characters, the humor. There's a lot of humor in this show. I feel like this is a show that you could watch as an adult, you could watch as a kid, or you could watch as an adult with your kids, you know? So it's a really special thing. It's a perfect time for me to be involved in something like this, you know? It's such a fun show. So very, very happy.
That's a very good way to sell the show, like being able to see it with your kids, because I think that nowadays now you have access to so many shows through streaming platforms, and it's hard sometimes to choose a show to watch with your kids because you never know what's going, like having a show that it's good for adults and good for kids and there's no embarrassing parts where you want to leave the room. It's very, very a good selling point.
Well, look, for me, even just the activity of scrolling through Netflix or something, it makes whoa. I'm like, put on anything, put on nothing. So if somebody tells me about something, I'll go look for that. So obviously I am going to be a spokesperson for Sandokan because I'm in it, surprise. But you should go and watch Sandokan. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of fun. And, we worked really hard on it. So I hope everyone enjoys it.
When you did research, I have two questions related to Sandokan. One is if you watched the 1976 series of Sandokan, because it was a huge hit in Portugal. There was a meme song about it because it was so crazy in Portuguese that I'll tell you about later, because in English it doesn't sound the same, but I'll explain it later.
Right.
But I want to ask you if you watched the show, if you were inspired by the 70s show, and if you had any inspiration for your character in particular, Lord Brooks.
Yeah, so I did not watch the 70s version. And the reason why I don't do that is because...
Not to get influenced.
I guess so. I don't see the need, that was their version of the books. I didn't read the books, but it's the same with Gossip Girl. I never read the Gossip Girl books. Mm-hmm. For me, I get what I get from the character on the page, conversations with the director, maybe one other person, and I go into my mind.
Yeah.
And I go into the story and I piece it together with my imagination and with some feelings from reality, of course, if it's applicable, and if I can relate to a specific moment. And I play.
Yeah.
I'm just playing, So
but
that's
it's good
that.
because you make the character your own as well, and it's good because it's what gives life to the character, not only like a mimicking the book, but also like making the character actually.
Oh my God, you can't, because that's the problem, you look at something, and especially if it's good, then you won't be able to get away from it, because you'll just be like,
The more you know, the harder it will be to be free from the constraints.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally understand.
Exactly.
I have one more question about Sandokan, which is you're in Lisbon for the Tribeca Film Festival and the premiere of the series. And I wanted to ask you, why is it still important to show up to promote series, even amidst the easiness of the internet to do marketing and also online? Is it still important to connect with audiences, to meet? Yeah.
Because that sucks, doesn't it? Just imagine me on on a Zoom meeting. Go watch the show. It just sucks. That's terrible. No, look, there's never been a more important time than the time we spend in person and together, because we spend so much time digitally,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So look, for me, I am so proud of the show, and I know there's so many people in Portugal who have supported me over the years and stayed with me, stayed watching stuff and watching stuff again and all of that. I get so many comments and messages and letters when people still used to write letters from people in Portugal. So obrigado to all of you guys.
That's so cool.
You guys have been so good to me. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that it was one of the places that is airing the show right away. That's huge, So I feel like it's very special. You guys, along with the Italians, are going to get to see this pretty much. I think you got to air it the next day after them,
It's tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, so this is, it's crazy. So look, I'm very happy to be here. I always want to get around and meet people, because when we're making something, I have no interaction with the audience, with the people who it's for, who are going to enjoy it, who hopefully it's going to entertain. Number one, I want to entertain. That's all I'm here to do, is entertain, maybe inspire from that, and then who knows what else. But that's it. But acting and making a movie or a series, it's very cut off from everything. It's not like being in the stage and performing and doing all of that. So if this is my opportunity to come and see some people tonight, and the GQ party and all of that, then this is great, you know.